Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working on day 25, 26, and 27 in my October daily 2021. So we're going to start with day 25, which was throwback. And I decided to create a collage of photos of the kids in costume. I think this goes all the way back to 2014. Now, I kind of made a little boo-boo where I didn't set my photos to start from 2019 all the way to 2014, but it's not a big deal. Like, I didn't have them in order. I don't really care. I'm just going with it. And I thought the best way to start is add the dates to each little photo. And I just used some number stickers. And now I'm going to create a fold out using one of my favorite stamp sets. It's the Frankenstein stamp set that I purchased for my October daily. And because this stamp is so big, I'm going to have to use my stamping platform. So what I did was I trimmed down some 12 by 12 paper and I created a little fold from that 12 by 12 paper. And now I can stamp my Frankenstein directly on that really cool looking kind of wood grain paper. I was trying to change it up because last time I stamped it on green paper, which looked adorable, but I wanted something lighter and brighter and something that matched my collage. So all I'm going to do right now is ink up my Frankenstein and stamp it a few times to get it right. And then once I get it right, I can start adding little things to my fold out. So I'm done stamping and I'm done stamping Frankenstein, but I still wanted to add a little something in his mouth. And I thought I would stamp Halloween throwback, but I really didn't want to stamp throwback and burden myself with that. So what I decided to do was go through my stamp sets. I remembered having a Studio Calico stamp that kind of represents throwbacks and flashbacks and things like that. And I found a stamp in that stamp set that said flashback. It was connected. I wanted the flashback to sit underneath Halloween. So I decided to trim the words. That way I can stamp them separately and they can sit right underneath Halloween and fit nicely in Frankenstein's mouth. It worked out perfectly. I love how it looks. I'm just going to finish up this whole thing with adding a little cat sticker right above my title. This all represents my collage, what I'm documenting, and I really love how it turned out. Now that I'm done with that, I can add my journaling. So my journaling is going to go inside my fold, but I don't like that striped paper. It just doesn't fit with what I'm documenting. So I just went ahead, trimmed out the paper again to back up my fold. Now, I wish I trimmed these separately. So I wish I kind of stuck this down in two separate papers and not one full paper, because when you fold it over, it added a lot of bulk because basically I stuck two pieces of papers and the fold got chunkier and bulkier, but no big deal. It's okay. I'm almost done with my project. So adding a little bulk is not going to make a big difference. Anyways, at this point, I want to add a little something to my fold. I found this little die cut that says Witch's Brew. It fit nicely. It matched nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the top of my fold. I'm going to add my journaling to the bottom of my fold. And I'll also be stamping I Smell Children and Halloween. And I will grab a few candy corns and add them to the corner of my journaling. So I'm almost done with my fold out. I do want to stick it down and trim around it. So I kind of envisioned this fold out to look like it's a part of my notebook. and it's going to be a fun way to add an interactive element to my notebook. So I'm going to stick everything down and then grab my scissors and trim around the fold out. That way it's just sitting there kind of looking like it's part of my notebook, and it's not just like a fold out stuck directly onto my notebook, if that makes sense. I will also be adding a tab. I'm going to end up using my die cuts. Last time, or a few weeks ago, I used a broom for the tab, and I really liked how it looked, and I was able to use my die cuts for it. So I decided to do the same thing here, but this time around I end up grabbing like a little kitty cat, and I'll back it up with a chipboard, and it adds a nice little add-on tab to my fold out. Okay, so let's move on to day 26, where I'm documenting Sabine's birthday. Sabine's friends had this surprise party for her at our place, and I colluded with them. So it was loads of fun. And I have a few pictures that I wanted to document from that moment or that day. And the 26th is her birthday, so I decided to just go with it. I'm going to use a 5x6 photo of Sabine, and I decided to use this really cute little It's My Birthday piece from one of my 4x6 cards from Feed Your Craft. And because I haven't used that card, I felt like this is the best way to use it and just add it as an embellishment to my photo, and it brings in some color. I also want to stamp Make a Wish right above my two photos here of Sabine and her friends, and that way I can fill out that space on the opposite side of my fold out. And I really like how simple and easy the spread came together. I'm literally just going to add that chipboard cat right above Make a Wish, stick down those two photos. I will grab some of my Color Cast Design wood veneers, and I found a wood veneer that said spooky, so I'm going to also add that to create a little cluster next to that little die cut that I trimmed out. And I'm going to add day 26 to my spreads and call it done. As easy and simple as that. Again, I've said this before, I want to kind of finish my project but not rush it. But keeping it simple really helps you kind of finish it up without rushing it, if that makes sense. So that's literally what I'm doing. I'm keeping things simple. I'm adding what I want. I'm documenting what I need to document, not rushing it, but keeping it simple so I can get it done. So day 27 on my prompt list was selfie, and I went with a large selfie photo. But I had envisioned stamping like witching scents and adding dates. But while I was stamping witching scents, I decided that I'm going to use my embellishments and stamps to stamp little witches and witches' hats and then add the dates. I also wanted to mention this beautiful alpha stamp that I used from Close to My Heart. It has become a favorite. Like once I stamped that out, I stamped it with this beautiful gray ink, and it just looked so cool. I am so excited about this alpha stamp. But anyways, I used that to stamp witching. I used a smaller alpha from Close to My Heart to stamp out scents. And now I can play with my die cut stickers and my stamps. I'm gonna change my mind a lot throughout this spread because I had this vision, but I didn't plan it out. So I didn't know how I'm going to fit everything in. So that's why you're going to see me change my mind a few times. I'm going to end up using a lot of my stickers, a lot of my stamps and die cuts on this spread. I also wanted to keep in mind that I wanted to add the dates under each witch or whatever, witch's hat or whatever. But I wanted that space. So that's why you can see me here kind of leaving space in between. And again, that's why I changed my mind a few times and removed things like that orange sticker. It just didn't fit right. It took up too much space. So I'm going to end up removing that sticker and stamping a witch instead. And this is why I love my stash, because it sometimes speaks to me. It gives me ideas. Having so many like little witches stickers and stamps made this spread come together, because if I didn't have all of these things, I wouldn't have thought of this idea. But I just love how this turns out. I also will use my number stickers to add the dates, because I have loads of them and I wanted to add color to my spread. So I'm going to end up using this really beautiful coral colored stickers to add a pop of color. And it's a great way to use up those number stamps that I never use. So it's going to end up starting from 2021. And then at the end, right next to my largest sticker here with the witch, I'm going to spell out always. And so basically, I've always been a witch. And I love how this turned out. So simple, so easy. And I definitely recommend it. So I also want to add a little something to my selfie here. I remembered having seen a Boo to You pumpkin. So I'm going to grab that. It's nice and big. I'm going to add that directly on my photo. And I'm going to finish up my spread by adding a few bats here and there. Next to witching, I think I add a banner as well. I'm just filling out that little space there and bringing in some more black ink. Just felt like the numbers were really bright, which I was going for, but I wanted to mute it down a little bit with a few black stickers. That's about it, you guys. I am done with day 25, 26, and 27. I really had fun with these, and I can't wait to share with you the rest of my October daily notebook, which I have finished. And hopefully my next video will be a flip through, because I did not record the last few days, but I will share them with you very, very soon. Don't forget, I will be adding all the links for everything I use down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!